Hi, everybody. This is Thursday, September 10th. All right, today, as we got started in class, your classmates went ahead and chatted what they observed and learned from the second time watching the Jane Goodall video. Okay, so we received lots of great things. Many saw that Jane Goodall really cares about the chimpanzees and that to create a project like her, she really had to dedicate herself. A few other comments included that they observed a little bit more about the deforestation. That's where they cut down the trees and why that is a problem. Okay, so that was great to see all your observations. Today we also made a quick reminder that today is the last day to make sure you make up any late work that maybe you did not receive a high grade on. So this is work that was already graded and you received feedback. So again, feedback are my comments to you about what can be fixed. Today's the last day that you can edit and click resubmit for a higher grade for week 1 work. Okay, and as always, late work is allowed, so make sure you turn that in. There were still a few blank syllabi. That was the document that you and your parents signed, and then you click submit. Okay, that was an easy 100. You can still earn some late credit for that if you haven't already. All right, today we're going to continue with From My Life with the Chimpanzees by Jane Goodall. This is a reminder of our essential questions. So last time we saw this were on Tuesday. This is where we had seen these questions, right? So how can people and animals relate to each other? Again, we're going to be looking at the relationship that Jane creates with the chimpanzee she works with. How do readers determine the central idea of a text? So this is our key focus. So as we annotate today, we want to make sure we're taking into account those key details that help us understand our central idea of this text. Okay, we're continuing our objective from Tuesday. We will cite the textual evidence that most strongly supports an analysis of what the text says explicitly, as well as inferences drawn from the text. So again, we're going to be citing. That means locating specific paragraphs and analyzing the meaning. Okay, we went over this fun quote that helps us remember that nonfiction is about real life things. Okay, and then we remembered that our rhetorical device that we saw here was repetition. Okay, at home, can you try to say that word? Repetition, repetition. So repetition is whenever a writer or an author repeats a word more than once to make a statement. So like when your parents say, go clean your room, you say, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. You're repeating it to make your point, right? So here, these authors repeated the word real so that we could really, it could really help us remind ourselves that nonfiction is about real life. Okay, so yesterday you guys were able to annotate your culminating tasks. So that means you circled and underlined and noted a few things to help you see what are we going to be doing at the end of this quarter. Okay, maybe you guys had some fun ideas. Maybe you want to write about pets and how they can help people. Or maybe you really like sea turtles or jellyfish and you want to write about how we can help those, or like how those animals get affected by human pollution in the water, things like that. So those are all great because that is showing a connection between human and animals and how we could either help them, right? We could support each other. Okay, so I want you to keep and save your great ideas for later so that you can start brainstorming a little bit. And as we finish Jane Goodall, and as we start reading other texts this quarter, make sure you see those as an example of how your project could look like. Okay, as a friendly reminder, this is a memoir, right? So we're reading nonfiction, which is real, but specifically it's a memoir. So that is based on real life, and this is when somebody's telling us about their history, right? Their past. Okay, memoirs are also autobiographical. Can you try to say that word? Autobiographical. So when something is autobiographical, if we break this down, you are writing about yourself, auto, the self. So you're writing about your own life here. So here we're going to be hearing in first person. Jane's going to be using the word I because she's writing about herself, her own life. Okay, and don't forget, you want to make sure you try to spy out these words that end with the suffix, the ending able and ible that we covered on Tuesday. Remember, if you see a word with that ending means capable of being. Okay, and one of our examples from Tuesday was the word invisible. So that this means not capable of looking, right? So able is right here. Okay, we're going to be thinking about our 3 big questions today as we annotate again. All right, so I want you to close your eyes. Now open them. You are Jane Goodall. Okay, try to think, what would Jane Goodall be looking at, hearing? Would it be raining or would it be really hot right now? Okay, so try to really set yourself in the setting as you read today's story. Okay, you are in Gombe National Park. As you read today, you will be doing a lot of independent reading, so make sure you stay on this 4, that you read the whole time, you try to focus, and you build your reading stamina. So don't give up on those hard words. Try to read around them, try to figure them out, right? Okay, today we also want to stop and make comparisons. So every now and then, ask yourself, okay, why is there a difference here and why does it matter? Okay, so for example, when Jane Goodall meets the baboons instead of meeting the chimpanzees right away, why does that matter? Is it important that we know about these baboons? Will they come up later in the story? How are they acting different from the chimpanzees? Are the baboons more people-friendly or are they just more curious than the chimpanzees are? Okay, so start thinking about those comparisons. And we're going to practice a little bit of that today. Okay, you have 3 options on how you can finish reading our text today. The digital book using Clever, the PDF copy that's attached to today's assignment, or your textbook that you picked up from school. Remember, it's on page 101. Okay, again, you have to go to Clever on Sava's EasyBridge. That's how you can get it online, or you can use your textbook. If you are using the online version, to be able to see more of the text, you want to make sure you hide a few screens or close them out. You can click this hide button next to the picture so that it'll scroll up and you can see more of our text today. On the online textbook, you also want to remember you can highlight things and then all of these options will populate. So you're going to be able to underline, highlight, or even add a sticky note to certain areas as you read. All right, so today we're going to finish reading and we're going to annotate a little bit more on the same chart that we were using from Tuesday. Okay, so if on Tuesday you had already turned in your work because we had Tuesday independent practice homework, you want to make sure you click unsubmit. That was the chart Jane Goodall assignment from Tuesday. Okay, everybody did receive a grade for those who turned it in. If you didn't get a chance to turn in those blue questions, make sure you do that for a late grade. So to edit it today, you want to click unsubmit so that you can type in it again. Okay, now on Tuesday, we didn't get a chance to cover our third big question right here. We only did the first 2. So today we're going to go an example of what do we mean by what challenge, change, or confirm what I knew. All right, today as we read, we're going to go over one example. Okay, in class we read quite a few paragraphs from page 103 just to help us get an understanding of what's going on, get us started. On your own, you're going to continue reading the whole story. So we just have a few more pages. You want to make sure you open Tuesday's 3 big questions chart. And every time you read 2 pages of the story, you want to pause, select a section that you want to annotate on, answer the 3 big questions, and then you continue to read the next 2 pages, and then you pause. So in total today, I want you to complete 12 new squares, okay? These do not include the squares from Tuesday. These are separate squares, okay? So let me show you what I mean by squares. So this is our chart from Tuesday, right? We did 2 class examples. Tuesday, you should have completed the section in the blue. Today in class, we decided to annotate paragraph 13 as an example. Okay, so in paragraph 13, to help us understand what the 3rd big question should look like, so this is what challenge, change, or confirm what I already knew. After reading paragraph 13, we said that I already knew that some animals were afraid of people. So it made sense when Jane Goodall said that the chimps would run away. Okay, so this is just one example. If we had thought that chimpanzees were aggressive and that they were going to attack her, and then we find out that they actually don't, that they run away, that would have challenged or changed it, right? So we would have changed the word there. But here it confirmed what we already knew. Okay, so that was our class example for that 3rd question that we didn't get a chance to touch on Tuesday. Today, you can finish these 2, and that would give you 3 completed questions here. Then you're going to continue reading the next 2 pages of the story. You're going to pause and select a new section, answer those 3 questions. Then you're going to continue reading 2 more pages of the story, get another section, answer those 3 questions. Then you're going to finish the story, the last 2 pages, choose 1 more section, and then come here. So when I say section, you could annotate 1 paragraph like we did here, or you could annotate 2 like we did on our first example on Tuesday. So in total today, you should have 12 new squares. So not Tuesday's squares, that was done with. We're moving on to the rest of the article, so you should have at least these 12 squares for 4 sections you're annotating. Okay? Now we take a look at our instructions. This is an assessment grade. So this is our 3rd day that we are answering the 3 big questions. So you guys should be a little more familiar by that, right? You guys should be almost experts. So that's why we're doing an assessment grade. It does weigh down more, so you want to make sure you complete it. You really try your best. They are due today, okay? Extra squares can give you extra credit. So if you want extra credit on your first assessment grade, that'd be awesome. By all means, you could definitely do more than 12 boxes today. Okay, and if you take a look for today's assessment grade, I will not be accepting late work. And that is because tomorrow we're going to be reviewing answers. So it will not be fair to have answers and then people turning in late work, right? So you want to make sure you work in class, do it during your independent time if you didn't finish, and then you have extended time, so I'm giving you till the end of today to turn it in. Okay, even if you don't get to finish, maybe you only do 9 out of 12, please still click submit because that'll be better than a 0. Remember, assessment grade counts 40% of your grade, so you want the more the better, right? I hope this video helps. Our example is right here. It should auto-populate. If it does not, you can go ahead and pause this video. I will also be uploading our PDF copy of this, of our text, and of this one if you would need to see it again. Right? I look forward to seeing your wonderful work. You guys have been doing an awesome job participating in the class. And I know you have a lot of great comments. So I look forward to working with our groups tomorrow and seeing your annotations. Have a great rest of your day and reach out if you have any questions. See you tomorrow. Bye.